Live from the Heartland Mamas studios, this is the Heartland Mamas Podcast. I am your host, Heidi Henry. As of today, we have 355 days to save the USA. 355 days until the November 5th, 2024 election. So I hope you're out there doing all you can do to gather signatures and get your candidates on the ballot to run for office, because that's your job right now. Petition season is upon us. And I hope you're out there doing everything you can to help every candidate you can on the Democratic side to get us to the finish line, which is coming up December 4th of this year. So help a candidate. Go make it your purpose this weekend to help a candidate. Bundle up. It's cold, considering how it's been the last few days, but it's actually very nice for this time of year here in Illinois. So get on it, okay? Because you know what's going to happen over the next few weeks? We're going to celebrate the holidays. We're all going to get out there and celebrate the holidays. And that's a time of overspending, overindulging, overeating, overspending, over everything else. And moreover, we're going to spend time with people who can push every button we have and step on our last nerve until we want to scream and fight and yell, right? We all know that's coming. And over the last 8 years, things have gotten much worse. I mean, they were bad when I was a kid. I remember there was some anxiety even from my parents about certain things that were going on. Even when I was really little, about so-and-so's casserole, they're going to have to eat it. And this, that, and the other thing. Or do they have enough money to buy all the gifts they want? And I told my mom as an adult, I said, I don't remember too many of the gifts you gave me. I remember like $1 or $2 or a few things. I remember going for rides to look at Christmas lights. I remember caroling. I remember walking out in the snow to look at Christmas trees. I remember just time spent with my family, making cookies, singing carols, that sort of thing. I don't remember many of the gifts, and my kids tell me the same thing. We remember this, the experiences. They don't remember the stuff. So lay off on the stuff. Nobody needs the stuff. They need the quality time is what they need. And no matter how you celebrate responsibly by not putting yourself into debt. That's my advice. Eat lots of good Christmas cookies. I couldn't find one good Christmas cookie last year. It was such a disappointing year. So I actually have to bake myself this year. But when we're spending time with people over the holiday season, and listen, I know between COVID and politics, the last 8 years has been really dicey, and not everybody's as lucky as I am. My husband and I have 2 kids, and one of them has a significant other, and then we have, just the 5 of us, and then we have a few friends over that really don't have any place else to go for whatever reason. So they come over for Thanksgiving, and then there's some of them, and then maybe a few more for Christmas or Christmas Eve, and we spend time together, and we enjoy each other's company, and so we laugh a lot. We don't have that stress that everybody else is going to have. Everybody has a different experience, but I know how it's going to look coming up for some of you, and I'm really sorry. And I know this is your obligation to your family to do this, and you have to do it. So I just want you to know that you got this. You got it. But here's what I like to do when I'm in a really difficult situation. I like to study the people around me. I like to find out what sets them off. And instead of engaging with them, I just kind of watch them, because I understand that they've got this internal struggle, this complete need to be right. And sometimes I have that as well. But the older I get, the more I learn to quantify and qualify my remarks and not just spew them. But, when you're sitting there at the table and something starts off. I just saw a really funny old video from Leslie Jones just interrupting people and putting them in their place. If you get a chance, YouTube Leslie Jones at Thanksgiving. It will make your day. It'll make you wish you were spending Thanksgiving with Leslie Jones, because she's an American treasure. So, but a lot of the issues that we have with this time of year happens to go with tribalism. And I'm going to do part 1 of this today and part 2 of this tomorrow. But I want to talk to you a little bit about tribalism, because, here's how it goes right now. Everybody wants to know whose team you're on, and if you're with me or if you're against me. What is your ideology? Is it the same as mine? Yes? No? Okay. If it's no, I have no time for you. Goodbye, right? That's how it's been for a long time now, at least the last 8 years, and even before that. I would say 2008 is when it really got hot, and that was, was with Barack Obama. And I had some interesting conversations. Mostly because my mom was a super fan. She was just a super, super fan of Barack Obama, and it was largely Republican most of her life. But she loved Barack Obama, and she just thought he was the best. And she couldn't wait to vote for him. And she was literally dying at that time. She was in the nursing home, and it was a very tough time for her. And we would have very thoughtful conversations about how. About his leadership, because she had a traumatic brain injury from a fall. So she had to really think about her words. So she would make sure that every word counted. So, and we need to be very intentional with our words so that we inspire others or don't let our words offend others. And in tribalism, there is a their tribe and an our tribe. And our tribe likes to be right all the time, and their tribe likes to be right all the time, and everybody can't be right, right? But we will always think they're wrong. We just don't need to tell them. You do not need to tell Uncle Biff over the sweet potatoes how wrong he is. Instead, I want you to sit there and look at Uncle Biff and just look at him and know that his tribe has told him all he needs to know about that topic, and that he doesn't need to investigate further, and that all he knows is what he knows, and sometimes that's not that much, but he's going to speak out on that topic. And you can just politely listen and then just say, Uncle Biff, you know what? I always loved those tomatoes you grew in your garden. What was your secret to gardening? And that's going to be such an offhanded comment that he's going to try to think. And the thing is you want to get him to think and get off the subject, number one, because it's just not helping anybody have a good time. And number two, it will help him think about things that are really pleasant when it comes to talking to you and other people. So I always like to say to them, you know, when you were a disc jockey on the radio, what was your favorite song to play? You know, when you were driving truck for Yellow Freight, which doesn't exist anymore, what was your favorite route? You know, I like to take them to a point where we can find some common ground and tell some fun stories. And then I like to sit back and listen to them, really listen, and allow them to tell me about themselves. And everybody in the world has the need to be heard. It is something that lives and resides in all of us. We need to be heard and realize that Uncle Biff just needs to be heard. But let's give him something to say that will help him feel like he's part of the bigger picture, right? You know, let him tell you about his past. Let him tell you about what he enjoys in life. And you need to identify those things and quantify those things and say, yeah, you know, that sounds like a wonderful route that you used to drive, or those were the best tomatoes. And if cow manure is the way to go, then that's how I should do it. So just think about those things. Give him successes in his life, because number one, he deserves them. He's your Uncle Biff. And number two, it's important to start building those bridges so that we can come back to some type of normalcy in this country. We need to be able to reach across the dining room table so that we can reach across the aisle and drive this country forward. And we've lost that ability. We've lost the ability to talk to one another. And if we're going to be tribalists, then we better figure out how to do it right. So I'm going to take up more of this tomorrow and talk about the Renaissance tribe. That's our tribe. And we're going to talk about how to make things better from how we appear to other people. So from the edge of the Great Red Divide right to your ears, this is Heidi Henry with the Heartland Mamas Podcast. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye now.